Hello friends, you are on the channel Quotes of Great Men. Enjoy watching. A man without a woman is not a man. A woman without a man is not a woman. A man and a woman are two poles of one magnet. They cannot exist without each other. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. She is capable of defeating any darkness and destroying any barriers. A person cannot be happy alone. He needs love. He needs a person who will love and support him. Relationships are work. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. It's important to find someone who will love you not for who you can be, but for who you are. A person cannot be happy alone. He needs love. He needs a person who will love and support him. Sex is not just a physical act. This is the spiritual union of two souls. Marriage is not just a union of two bodies. It is a union of two minds, two hearts, and two souls. A family is not just a group of people living together. This is the unity of souls connected by bonds of love and devotion. You must be the kind of man who can get things done. But to get things done, you must love the doing, not the secondary consequences. A culture is made or destroyed by its articulate voices. A genius is a genius, regardless of the number of morons who belong to the same race, and a moron is a moron, regardless of the number of geniuses who share his racial origin. America's founding ideal was the principle of individual rights. Nothing more and nothing less. But why should you care what people will say? All you have to do is please yourself. When you have established that one alternative is good and the other is evil, there is no justification for the choice of a mixture. There is no justification ever for choosing any part of what you know to be evil. Every honest man lives for himself. Every man worth calling a man lives for himself. The one who doesn't live at all. Those who grant sympathy to guilt, grant none to innocence. The spread of evil is the symptom of a vacuum. Whenever evil wins, it is only by default, by the moral failure of those who evade the fact that there can be no compromise on basic principles. Definitions are the guardians of rationality, the first line of defense against the chaos of mental disintegration. The greatest threat to mankind and civilization is the spread of the totalitarian philosophy. Its best ally is not the devotion of its followers, but the confusion of its enemies. To fight it, we must understand it. You love people, not for what you do for them or what they do for you. You love them for their values, their virtues. All the reasons which made the initiation of physical force evil, make the retaliatory use of physical force a moral imperative. The ladder of success is best climbed by stepping on the rungs of opportunity. The worst guilt is to accept an undeserved guilt, and that is what you have been doing all your life. I say that man is entitled to his own happiness and that he must achieve it himself, but that he cannot demand that others give up their lives to make him happy. The degree of a country's freedom is the degree of its prosperity. If a drought strikes them, animals perish. Man builds irrigation canals. If a flood strikes them, animals perish. Man builds dams. If a carnivorous pack attacks them, animals perish. Man writes the Constitution of the United States. Economics departments are dominated by Marxism, which is taken straight or on the rocks in the form of Keynesianism. I would step in the way of a bullet if it were aimed at my husband. It is not self-sacrifice to die protecting that which you value. If the value is great enough, you do not care to exist without it. If a man wants love, he should correct his weaknesses or his flaws, and he may deserve it. But he cannot expect the unearned, either in love or in money, either in matter or in spirit. Creation comes before distribution, or there will be nothing to distribute. Never think of pain or danger or enemies a moment longer than is necessary to fight them. The concept of free competition enforced by law is a grotesque contradiction in terms. My philosophy, in essence, is the concept of man as a heroic being, with his own happiness as the moral purpose of his life, with productive achievement as his noblest activity, and reason as his only absolute. Powerlust is a weed that grows only in the vacant lots of an abandoned mind. The evil of the world is made possible by nothing but the sanction you give it. The quickest way to kill the human spirit is to ask someone to do mediocre work. People create their own questions because they are afraid to look straight. All you have to do is look straight and see the road, and when you see it, don't sit looking at it, walk. Sex is only a great thing when there is nothing else to do. Thanks for watching. Check out these educational videos too.